Hi, everyone, and welcome back for episode 13 of the Simply Whelmed podcast. I'm your host, Colin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Chris.
How we doing, everybody?
We're just a couple of best friends who are passionate about all things pop culture. If you're looking for lukewarm takes on movies, video games, or TV shows, we've got the show for you. And This week, we've got an abundance of Star Wars to go through. Last week was the Star Wars celebration, and we got a ton of exciting news out of that, as well as the first two episodes of Obi-Wan came out. So we want to give probably maybe some spoiler-free thoughts on it. I figure we could wait until the end to give like the full, kind of like we did with I almost said Deadpool, Moon Knight.
They're not the same. Don't you?
Not the same at all. No, they're not even the same at all. So yeah, our news and our topic for the week are kind of just going to bleed into each other because a lot of our topic is just Star Wars news.
That's right.
But we do have a couple of non-Star Wars news that we can jump into. So I've got, we had the trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder come out, the official trailer. Gas! We got the first trailer for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Gas!
So if you want to talk about some shit, we can dive on in.
Yeah.
It's going down for real, Yeah. All right, we'll start at the top. Trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder came out literally the day that we recorded. Last episode, we recorded at 6:30 in the morning last Monday, and it dropped that evening. So
Yep.
Love
to see it.
What are you gonna do? So right off the top, we've got Korg talking in the past tense about Thor, which makes me a little nervous.
You think he's gonna die or something?
Maybe that's towards the end of the movie, and he's talking about Thor as if he's not, or it's a gag where he's telling the story, and then Thor kind of shows up and is like, "Shut the fuck up," you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see Thor dying, especially with
Jane Foster coming in.
Jane Foster, Thor coming in.
Yeah. We get a really good look. Oh, I say a good look. We got our first looks at Gore the God Butcher, and people are kind of divided on his look.
You pointed out something, and if it is exactly that, then I'll be okay with it. But I am a little upset.
So I've seen people upset that he doesn't look just like his comic counterpart, but then I've also seen mock-ups of what he would look like, and it's goofy. I don't want a whole CGI face on a villain.
I don't think there needs to be a whole CGI face, but I also do think, okay, we're so past this point of having humanoid, people. Make him look like an alien.
But all of the aliens that we've seen in, Guardians and stuff like that, for the most part, are humanoid.
Right, so branch out.
Right.
Do something different.
I'm just saying, it makes sense within the universe that an alien would be humanoid.
Alright.
And why is this the fucking villain that everybody's like, he doesn't look like the comic? Most of the villains have not looked just like their comic.
Thanos was pretty close.
Okay, that's one.
Ultron was pretty close.
2.
See, in Civil War, they fought against themselves. I don't really know. And then Iron Man 2 was a human. I feel like there are a couple, especially in stuff like...
My point being, there's 26 or so movies, and we've got, 2 villains that look just like the comic, and the rest are, okay, how do we make it make sense on screen? I'm sure there's, tests and stuff that they did that didn't look good, or it wasn't going to be feasible or whatever, and they went, let's just fucking make him a human. And then also, you kind of mentioned, people have pointed out that there's stills. I think that's the first shot that we see of him where he's kind of, in the shadow with his hood up. Mm-hmm. And when they, upped the contrast, his face looked really skeletal and kind of drawn and gaunt. And so you figure he uses the Necro Blade is his weapon. And so potentially the more that he uses it to kill gods, the more, inhuman he looks.
Which, if that's the case, I'd be cool with, because that's cool.
Yeah, it's a visual representation of, the evil he's doing, right? Is that it's drawing him out. We get to see Jane, really good, as far as, we only saw a shot of her in the teaser trailer, whereas here we get quite a bit of her in the costume. I really like both of their costumes, with the more color to it, the blue and the gold and the red. Fucking Jane uses the, shattered Mjolnir.
Yeah, dude, that stuff's so hot.
Yeah, and instead of throwing the whole hammer, the hammer itself, the head, shatters into several pieces as, projectiles, and then they all, I assume when she, quote-unquote, recalls the hammer, it, rejoins. So that's pretty dope.
That sounds really, really cool. I'm
Dash.
excited for Jane in this movie.
I am too. I saw a theory that's going to be really sad if true, big if true. Um, so in the comic
Mm,
of Jane Foster Thor, Jane Foster has cancer,
word.
and when she is Thor, it cures her cancer basically. But then
Hmm.
when she goes back to just being Jane Foster, she basically like resets back to where she would be if she weren't Thor, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I believe the way they end her run is that she does eventually pass away. Um,
Yikes.
and we only see her in this trailer in the Thor outfit. Even when she's like under a robe or whatever, she's got a robe over her Thor outfit. So I wonder if they're
Hmm.
hiding the fact that she's actually pretty sick. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I I don't want that though.
I know that's like, oh wait, no.
Yeah, I
Because
really don't
also,
want that.
what a stream of bad luck for her because she got snapped.
Yeah,
And
real
then to
quick.
come back from the snap and just get cancer.
Hate to see it.
But it also might be a good opportunity for our Thor to, um, you know, learn a lesson or grow or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Of
Or
like what makes her worthy.
he could get in touch with Doctor Strange and be like, "We need to hop the multiverses," and then ties back in because Doctor Strange is gonna be like, "Hard no."
I like that
I don't
that
know.
was the. I like that that was your elevator pitch of how to make the multiverse. Just or he gets in touch with Doctor Strange and is like, "We have to hop the multiverse."
Yep. And I'm just talking out my ass.
Yeah, usually.
Usually, per the norm.
Per usual. Then we also get a fun little shot there at the end of Zeus, played by Russell Crowe, blowing the fucking the robe off of Thor, and he's just butt naked. And
Blowing the clothes off his fucking back.
yeah, and he's just like, ah, and all the ladies are like swooning and blacking out, looking at his penis. So that's fun, you know. It's fun to objectify people.
That's right.
Uh, but there is actually something there that he has a back tattoo, and it's
Of
actually Loki's
Loki.
helmet.
Yeah,
And it's kind of like, oh, he misses his bro.
he's dead.
Yeah, like he watched that man's neck get snapped by Thanos.
Thanos. Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, what can you do? Hop the multiverse, maybe. I don't know.
Ma- fuck around and
Yeah,
find out.
full
Maybe Loki will
circle.
pop up
I hope he
with the
does,
TVA.
especially yeah. I hope he really does.
Yeah, that's all I got about Thor right now.
Hmm.
Got anything more? Got any more Thor?
No, I'm really excited to see Gore the God Butcher. I didn't know too much about his character.
Yeah,
And then when I did a little bit of reading, his character is really fucking interesting. So I think they have
yeah,
a golden opportunity, but I'm a little hesitant because I'm basically just like, don't fuck it up.
right. Yeah, Taika Waititi seems pretty confident. Now, granted, like we talked about, he's not going to be like, I think we made an okay movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he did seem really confident that they had a very, like he said, the best villain that Marvel's had out of Gore. So, maybe there's something there.
Yeah. So I love Taika Waititi's work, so
Yeah.
I'm not like
And I love
I'm
him as
not
Korg.
I'm not in the thought of oh this is gonna be bad, but I just fear that it will be.
Right.
I just don't want it to be.
You'll be all right. And if it's bad, well, that sucks. But
Yeah.
the world will keep spinning.
Right.
Now we're going to move into a little bit of Tommy Cruise here. So we got
Tommy
that trailer.
Cruise.
Thomas Cruise. Yeah, we got the trailer for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And it was just a teaser trailer, a minute long. From my understanding, this is supposed to be like part 1 of basically the end of Ethan Hunt's story, which is the character that he plays. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how they phrased it, which makes me think that they're like, we don't want to completely shut off the franchise. Because you figure, I think it's Mission Impossible 4. I can't remember the subtitle to that one. That has Jeremy Renner. And, so maybe they could bring him in as, he's a new lead or something like that. That was
Sure.
around the same time that he also did another Bourne movie. Where I think, like, for some reason, studios were like, maybe Jeremy Renner can be the new lead of our franchise. And then it didn't pan out.
Hey, I like Jeremy Renner, so
I
I
do too.
mean, yeah, I think he's he's an underrated actor.
Yeah.
I feel like he's
Uh,
very good.
but the trailer, I mean, it had quite a bit of globe-trotting in it, where it was like, oh, they're in the desert, and now it looks like they're in like a
Hmm.
European city, driving through the small, like the narrow streets and stuff, in like a car with no doors on it anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
they were in space.
nope.
They were
It's just
definitely in space.
they they built a car that could go to space, and then they went to space, and
They went back in time.
yeah,
How many of
like
them bitches are out? There's like what, 9 of them?
what the Fast? Yeah, yeah, the Fast
No,
franchise has or
no,
Mission
no,
Impossible.
no, no. Yeah, Mission
Oh, I
Impossible.
thought we were picking on Fast Nine, building a car that could go to space. Yeah, Mission Impossible. This is 7.
7. Okay, there's not
Yeah,
that many then.
yeah. This is 7, and I guess part 2 would be the 8th film, but they're just going to be the one story. But yeah, so yeah, quite a bit of globetrotting, like we said. I really enjoyed the last one with Henry Cavill in it.
Hmm.
Um, he's big, strong, muscly man with a bitchin' mustache. They've always been pretty solid, like action spy movies. I was kind of talking to you about them because you haven't seen
Hmm.
any of them, have you?
I think I've seen maybe like 1 or 2.
Yeah, so I think like they had a really hard change where it was like the first one came out in like '99 or something, and
Hmm.
then the second one was not very good. And then all of a sudden, the third one was like, actually, guess what, bitch? These are some fucking high octane action movies, and that's really when like the whole stunt thing kind of started.
Hmm.
Of like that they're known for Tom Cruise doing just insane stunts.
That's right.
Like in this one, we get to see him like drive a fucking motorbike over a cliff with a parachute on his back and basically base jump.
Oh, I thought it was a squirrel suit.
No, it might have been a squirrel suit, but I thought it was a
Yeah.
parachute. Um, and I believe some of the wide shots of Tom Cruise fighting on the roof of the train that was moving were also done for real.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, why? I don't know why Tom Cruise has this obsession with doing the dangerous stunts himself. Because on the one hand, it's cool, right? That you're like, damn, he actually did that shit,
Hmm.
But on the other hand, like, if he, breaks his ankle like he did on the last one, they shut down production for, however long it takes for him to heal, right?
Yeah, 'cause he
It's like,
he does all of his own stunts.
yeah. And it's like, they've got stuntmen for a reason, and it's still impressive if a stuntman legitimately drives the motorbike off the cliff and
Right.
parachutes because they still did the stunt for real, right?
But he's a
So I do
little
think there's,
attention attractor and he
I
wants
was
it
going to
all for
say,
himself.
yeah, I do think there's a little bit of like ego there. Of him being like, I did it all myself, baby.
Well,
But
curiosity kills the cat, so
no, he's
I'm
got his
grumpy
ego.
today. Like, I don't know, I'm just not in a good mood.
You better straighten up because we've got to
I'm,
record. So
I'm over here just, alright, he's getting what's coming to him.
yeah, I hope he dies doing a stunt. It's like, whoa. Yeah, you better stop with that negativity. This is a positive space.
That's right, this is Simply One Podcast.
Or
This
so
is
help
the
me God.
safest, this is the safest space out there.
The safest of spaces. So help me God, I'll kick you. What's the shape of Italy?
Yeah, a boot.
A boot. Boop. Just you're gone.
Disconnect me.
But no, so Top Gun Maverick fucking slaying at the fucking box office this weekend. Now, granted, it
Mhm.
has a 4-day Memorial Day weekend. That does help, but still, it's looking
Yeah,
at a
I mean,
domestic box office of 151 million and a
hmm,
global of 260 million dollars.
golly.
That is fucking massive. That's superhero movie money. That's a
Like,
massive
yeah.
Marvel budget. Like that's a Marvel movie weekend. And this is Tom Cruise's largest opening weekend by like a very large margin. War of the Worlds was his highest, and that had a domestic opening weekend of 65 million, so more than double that. And then I would like to point out, just for for some perspective here, that Morbius currently has a worldwide box office of 161 million dollars after 8 weeks in the cinema. So suck it,
Hey,
Morbius.
that movie is a cinematic masterpiece.
I love the memes of just when that scene in Morbius when Morbius says it's Morbin time.
It's Morbin
It's
time.
Morbin time. But
Dude,
I'm
that
Dr.
movie's
Michael
so fucking.
Morbius, and
Like,
it's
what do you
Morbin
think?
time.
What do you think Jared Leto's thinking? Because you know he's seeing everybody fucking shit on his movie.
Or does he live in a bubble? Like, does he only surround himself with like does he avoid that shit and he thinks he's a god?
No, I could see himself doing that.
I could see him being like the modern Charlie Manson. Like he strikes me as a cultist.
I want to see him go out in public and someone just be like, "You fucking
It's
suck."
Morbin time. Hey, Dr. Michael Morbius, it's Morbin time. He's just like, hey, yeah, he wouldn't get it. He'd think they were a fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you like the movie? No, I don't.
No, it blows dicks.
Herb Wells shoe stinks.
Suck.
Thank you.
Thank you. But no, for reals though, fucking Morbius has made in 8 weeks only $10 million more than Top Gun Maverick has made in the U.S. in its first weekend. Like,
Boom.
whoa. Who'd have thunk that a superhero adjacent movie would just
Could've
get absolutely
flopped
devastated
so hard.
by Tom Cruise in a dogfight? Like, whoa.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I hate to keep bringing up Morbius, but we will do it until I die
That's right.
because like
It's
that
just
shit
so
happened.
good. It's so good.
Like, it was a big old swing and a big old miss, and I
It was
really
a big
enjoyed
old home run.
it. Yeah, no, it was
Knocked
they
that shit out of the
missed.
park.
They swung the bat too hard and hit themselves in the ass.
They fucking swung the bat too hard and accidentally let go of the bat and hit the ump.
Hit a kid like in the temple and blinded him.
Whoa.
What? That got dark.
A little bit.
So anyway, Sony has 5 of its major PlayStation properties in some stage of development as series for various channels or streaming service. So like earlier in the podcast, one of our first weeks, I talked about how the rumor was that God of War had a series at Amazon, and that did get confirmed this weekend by someone from Sony, one of the higher up executives on like a investor call, I believe. And so he talked about how that is in the early stages of pre-production at Amazon Prime, but it's going to be streaming on Amazon Prime, but they're still going to be making it internally with PlayStation Studios. There's currently a Twisted Metal series in the works for Peacock with Anthony Mackie starring, and it's billed as like an action comedy, so I could see that. And
the game was
pretty
super, like action comedy.
Yeah, and so I do like the idea of it being, like high octane, like Mad Max-ish, but funny,
Yeah.
It was also announced this weekend that Horizon Zero Dawn is currently going ahead with a series at Netflix. And then there's a Gran Turismo project in development, but we don't know if it's a series or not, and we don't know like where its home will be.
I gotta play Horizon Zero Dawn. I hear so many good things about that game.
I played the first one and really enjoyed it. I need to buy Horizon Forbidden West, which was the sequel, and it looked really good. But yeah, I did. I played through. I felt bad. My wife bought it for herself because she wanted to play it, and she sucks ass at like action games on console. She can't. Well, she sucks on computer too. She sucks ass.
Yeah. She puckers up, grabs the cheeks, and she fucking nurses on it.
Whoa. She's just leaving hickeys on cheeks. Wow.
Them Duke boys are at it again.
She listens to this. She's going to hear you say that.
Oh, fuck.
You just like, boop. You just
I gotta
leave.
go. I gotta go.
I gotta make some phone calls.
Yeah. I'm sweating.
And just get a passport, change your name.
Trash boat.
She'll fucking find you. No, but for real though, so I'm like, Gran Turismo, what a weird, like, it's just a racing game. Like, and like, strictly, it's not like street racing or anything like that. It's just racing on a track. So I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna go, but
No, maybe they have an opportunity to create a really good story, but with
it might be like
I was
What
gonna
was
say
that? Ford versus Ferrari.
I'm not a car guy, but I
Yeah,
enjoy like looking at a good looking car or seeing like a good racing movie.
yeah, like a good car
Yeah,
scene. Yeah, where
yeah.
you're
So
like,
like if it has like a solid story, like I'll fucking watch it.
yeah. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and then obviously like the major project at the moment is The Last of Us for HBO, which is
Oh,
which is starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey as Joel and Ellie, respectively. And that kind of leads me into my last bit of news, which is that the director of the pilot for that series, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong here, Kantemir Balagov,
hmm
said that the series will be available. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Will be available in early 2023, which doesn't really give us much to go on other than the fact that we can kind of stop hoping for a fall release this year.
If it's not January 1st, 2023, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
I'm going to drive the wrong way on the freeway with a sign on my windshield that says, "Give me The Last of Us, HBO." Whoa. So yeah, I'm jazzed. Like, that's a lot of
Yeah.
shows. I'm like, really, all of those sound interesting to me. Even Gran Turismo, but that's like my least. Like, if I had to rank them, obviously, The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes The Last of Us, God of War, Horizon, Twisted Metal, and then Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Because, like, I need it. I need it. I'm hurting for it. I
Ooh,
want
I
The
don't
Last of Us.
know, because I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn, but I've played like a scene or two, like a
Yeah.
snippet from the games.
Yeah. What, on my PlayStation?
Yeah, correct. That that could be a really solid show.
Yeah, like, and especially, the only thing that's got me is like, okay, so it's going to be at Netflix. Is Netflix going to? I guess if Netflix isn't necessarily funding it, and it's going to be PlayStation Studios, because I worry, Netflix likes to make 2 seasons of a show and then cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
But if PlayStation Studios is producing it and they just Netflix owns the streaming right, then maybe that'd be different. I hope it's got a good enough budget because that's a pretty um, visually distinct world of like the very far future, and that most cities are completely gone, but what's left are just like the skeletons of skyscrapers that are completely overgrown. Because for people that don't know, the story of Horizon is that it's like several hundred years in the future after like a robot uprising, um, and the robots have like taken over the planet and basically sent us back to the Stone Age.
Which I think is
And so
interesting.
yeah, and so it's a weird mix of the far future but very primitive technology because of the apocalypse.
Which is nice because it doesn't set unrealistic expectations of like where technology would be. Because it's like, well, in
Right.
this one,
Other than dinosaurs that are robots.
hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Now I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I said I was like, well, yeah, and then it just went silent.
Oh, the well, yeah, didn't come through, so I was getting ready to make a joke about the fact that like I corrected you, and it just got cricket quiet. Just
I was like, well, yeah, and then went silent. I was like, are you gonna
it's
move
just
on or?
fuck. No, that's all I got about all those shows. I'm excited to hear, see
No.
some stuff about those, and obviously, The Last of Us will be the one that we see footage from first.
I am too. I am too.
I'm really like I'm excited for God of War too. Like I want to see footage from that, or like at least get an idea of cast and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
that'll be hard to
Who do you
like
think would
that
play a good?
Kratos.
Who do you think would play a good Kratos?
For some reason, the first thing that came to my mind was Jason
Vin
Momoa.
Diesel. Oh.
No, no,
Family.
just the confidence and just Vin Diesel.
No, Vin Diesel would fucking blow as
Blow
Kratos.
it. Yeah.
That's
He'd
a funny thought.
squander it. Oh man. Yeah.
You said Jason Momoa?
Yeah, put a beard on
I
him, shave his head.
I could get down with that.
There's a show on Apple TV Plus that I haven't watched, but I've seen like clips of and stuff called maybe Sight or something like that.
Mhm.
Where like I don't know the whole story, but basically like people are it seems like maybe the majority of the world is blind, and it's kind of the same thing of like the apocalypse but primitive.
Okay.
Um, and so I mean, I could see him doing a more serious role with something like that, as well as in he got his big start on Game of Thrones as like a warlord, basically like a Mongol,
Mm-hmm.
almost like Genghis Khan type.
Yeah.
And so he's played the big muscular dude with a beard and the loincloth, pretty well. And I could see him playing a stoic, hard to
Yeah.
reach father figure.
Yeah. I think he's a really good actor
He
because
is.
he does play like the super, the man's man.
Yeah, and he also
And
plays the bro.
yeah, and like in real life, he is just like a much a bro, and I just think that's interesting.
Yeah. But so that's my cast. I don't know who would play Atreus. Maybe you get oh god, I can't think of the kid's name. He was in the movie Room with Brie Larson, but I feel like he's probably too old now.
Um,
Maybe you just get a nobody. You get a up and coming kid.
yeah, I would say the kid from the Atom Project, but I don't feel like he'd fit that style. Well, no,
I mean, that's all we've
maybe.
seen him in.
Yeah, maybe
We don't
because
really know.
Atreus, yeah, in the game, his son is very sarcastic, but not in a witty way.
Yeah, he's not witty. He's just like
He's just
basically he's
sarcastic.
not
He's a
afraid to
little
call dad
shithead.
out on being a shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think it's time we jump into Star Wars Celebration because we've got quite a
Oh.
bit to talk about.
Oh yes.
So this is just it's
Give
going
it.
to be a news heavy episode.
Yeah. Yup.
So first, this is pretty much in chronological order of like because Star Wars Celebration started on the 25th and worked its way through to the weekend.
Uh huh.
Um, and so this is basically in chronological order of like as we got the news. So we got an Andor teaser trailer.
Oh, fuck,
And yeah, it looks really good.
dude, that looks gas.
Gas!
Welcome back to Gas or Pass. Gas.
Gas! Alright, anyway, Star Wars Skeleton Crew. And just move to the next thing. Don't talk about Andor at all. Gas! Alright, no, but for real though, it does look really good. And before we get into talking about it, I want to read like what I've got for you here. Because it'll give us a little bit more context of our thoughts, I think.
Yeah.
So it is going to be 2 12-episode seasons. And it'll be basically a mini series. That's all it'll run, is those two. And so 12-episode seasons, that's big. Considering that they've been doing 6-episode stuff, 6 or 7 or 9, somewhere in that region. And it's going to take place 5 years before Rogue One, with the first season only spanning a single year. So it'll get us from 5 to 4 years prior. And then the second season's going to kind of skip through those 4 years and bring us right up to Rogue One, apparently. And Diego Luna talked about how he was really... the thing that he thought was inspiring, or basically the touchstone for the series for him, was the idea that it is the rebellion from the ground. So it's easy for, the every person, someone like you or I, to feel ourselves in it, because it's just a person deciding that it's enough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I'm really interested to see the rebellion from that foot soldier ground perspective.
Yeah. No, I feel like we were just talking not too long ago that I wanted to see more of like not like I'm excited to see not the Jedi. Like as much as I love them, as much as I'm never gonna say no to like a dope ass lightsaber fight, I am very interested on just like a rebel spy. Like like just he's just a dude. Like in all of this, he's just a dude.
Yeah, and you figure in Rogue One, he kind of makes vague comments that like he's done some pretty unsavory shit in the name of the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
And Diego Luna also talked about that you won't recognize this Cassian Andor because he hasn't gone through any of the growth that he did in Rogue One.
Yeah.
So he is going to be a more like morally gray, selfish, by any means necessary type of foot soldier.
Yeah.
So
that'd be dope as fuck.
And we did get quick little glimpses of I didn't write down the actress's name and I feel bad. Mon Mothma is back.
Okay.
So she's going to be helping lead the rebellion as one of the senators that breaks off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't know who you meant at first, but it clicked.
Oh yeah. Keep up.
So yeah, I'm trying.
Lock it in.
But no, yeah. I'm really excited.
You're just mukbang. I'm chewing up an ice cube.
Yeah, that's right. Not a sponsor.
Yeah, not sponsored by ice. Uh, but no. So yeah, Andor looks really good. I liked the feel of it. It did look kind of gritty almost. And I liked seeing the soundtrack was kind of dope with like the heavy drums and like the throat singing and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh shit! It was very
You said
warrior-esque.
you said Disney Plus put like some child setting on it.
Yeah, so now it's got parental guidance locks, so that like you can choose whether an account has access to the like TVMA stuff, like
Yeah, they need to be
Daredevil and all that.
putting like this. If oh my god, if they made this like rated R, oh my god.
Just
Do you know?
Cassian and Andor using the word cocksucker. You're like, whoa!
He is just motherfucker. Yeah.
Just a hard,
Oh my god.
hard, yeah, just a really hard R rating. They show full penetration.
Oh my god.
It's like, wow, you don't even get this on HBO.
Yeah. Not even Nick at Night, you know? Like, damn.
Yeah, fuck, not even Adult Swim shows me that.
Right.
Golly. But no, I don't think there will be full penetration in the Andor show.
No.
Last week I talked about how John Watts had some untitled project coming up for Star Wars, and it got a name and some slight news. So it's called Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and like I said, it's going to be kind of a coming of age story inspired by like the '80s Amblin Entertainment, like a Goonies. And it is set to star Jude Law as an unknown character at this point.
Okay.
So I get Jude Law in there. I could see him.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. He's been in things.
He's been in things. Dabbled in acting.
He's dabbled. Yeah. Jude Law. Gas.
Welcome back to Gas or Pass. Gas.
Jude Law. Gas. But no, for real though. Yeah, Jude Law is a very good actor. When I've seen him in, like, we kind of dunked on it before, the Fantastic Beasts movie. He plays young Dumbledore in, I didn't see the third one, but the second one. And he's one of the bright spots. Like, he is a very charming actor, and he does a good job in that. So I think he is a...
The movie still sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but he was. I do think he's an actor that's capable of, like, stepping into an established universe and not feeling out of place, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's exciting. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see more from that. And the fact that it is the most, like, soundingly at least, the most unconnected story.
Yeah.
Which excites me, like we talked about. There's more to it than just the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I keep seeing stuff for, I think it's called Star Cruiser 361.
Okay.
And it's the one where all the stormtroopers are zombies.
Oh, yeah,
like there's a zombie outbreak, and I keep seeing like I think it's like an ad for it, or maybe I can't remember, or maybe it was a video on TikTok.
But it's a novel, isn't it?
I want to find the novel. Like I want to read that. That looks so cool. Two of my favorite things: zombies and Star Wars.
Read that shit, baby.
I can't find it anywhere.
Fucking read it. Just start getting angry.
Whoa.
Sorry. We just cut. There's a very hard edit. And we just come back.
All right, we apologize.
Yeah. No, don't even address it. Just move on. No, but we did get, obviously, the first, like, really big was we got a release date for Mandalorian Season 3. As well as apparently there was a trailer, but it was exclusive to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have, like, some... I may or may not have seen, like, an over-the-shoulder bootleg cam version of it. So I didn't really get to see a lot because it wasn't a very good angle, but I got to hear it. So we got a release date of February of 2023. So Pedro Pascal might be having a busy spring of 2023 because The Last of Us is supposed to come out early next year, and now February 2023 is The Mandalorian. So it'll be him and his surrogate children, you know.
Grogu
so apparently the footage, I'm gonna say apparently because I didn't see the footage. Hard wink. Footage shows Bo-Katan pretty down on her luck. Jay chillin' after losing the Darksaber, obviously.
Uh huh.
We got Grief Karga, which is Carl Weathers' character.
Okay.
Who runs the town.
Yeah.
He's just Mando, all that stuff. Grief Karga stuff. We got
I know who Grief Karga is. You went on for a minute. Like, I know who he is.
To be fair, you didn't fucking know who Mon Mothma was, so I figured I'd better give you some context.
Whoa.
Watch that character not be named Mon Mothma. I'm just
like a fool.
Confidently incorrect. No, so we get plenty of shots of Mando and Grogu together, Avi.
Good.
Duh. And apparently there was an extended version of the trailer shown at a later panel that I didn't get to see. That shows the Mando riding on top of Bo-Katan's ship as they approach like a bombed out city on Mandalore.
So, shit.
That sounds dope as fuck. And the trailer that I didn't see, wink, ends with Bo asking Grogu, "Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?" So she's acknowledging the father figure.
Yes.
And also that line's a little weird because it's like, Grogu's fucking met you. Like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
She's like, "Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?" This is the first time Grogu's meeting Bo-Katan and the two other Mandalorians that were with her.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Like, Grogu knows that there's multiple Mandalorians.
Yeah.
So she's just being goofy. I think it's just a good, a stinger line for the trailer. But, looks dope as fuck, sounds dope as fuck. Gas!
Welcome back to Gas or Pass. Gas.
Gas. Fucking Jon Favreau said that he's already working on season 4. So
fuck yes. Oh my god, yeah.
And they kept referring to this, basically the shows as Mandalorian Plus, I believe. And the idea was that it's not just the Mandalorian; it's all the show. It's interconnected.
Okay.
Where Ahsoka and Book of Boba and all that kind of intertwine with each other.
Sure.
And so
Which
it's all branching off. Yeah, I do too. And it's all branching off of the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's cool that we got Katie Sackhoff to play Bo-Katan when she apparently voiced her in the Clone Wars.
Did she really?
So I think that's kind of cool that they were able to use the voice actress.
Oh, dope. Yeah, for sure.
And she looks like her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Anything more about that? Yeah, I mean, obviously, we know that if you didn't see Book of Boba Fett, Grogu is back with Mando. And Mando is no longer considered part of his group because he took his helmet off. And so he has to go to the waters deep below like a city in Mandalore. And obviously Mandalore is like fucking glass after the Empire bombed the shit out of it. So he has to go to a bombed out planet and try and get down in the mines,
Just hyping up.
Yes,
Star Group
genocide.
They bombed the planet. Yeah.
What? Empire here with the
house.
As me representing with the Order 66.
Order 66.
Just all about the different genocides, Kill the Mandalorians, kill the Jedi. Yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking wipe them out. Yes. Yeah. So Mandalorian, dope. Gas. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Oh
Boom.
My god, dude! I totally fucking forgot about this.
Yeah, dude. So that title that we talked about a couple weeks ago that leaked was true. Jedi Survivor is the name of it. It's going to be coming out in 2023, and it is current gen only. So PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. So get shit on if you don't fucking have the current gear, Chris.
Yeah. I'm fucking trying. All right.
Yeah. Get shit on your ass.
What do you want from me?
To get a PS5.
I'm trying, man.
It's hard out here.
It's hard to get your hands on one. I'm like, I've every GameStop, Play and Trade, anything like that. I'm always peeking in there, being like, "You guys got any PS5s?" And they're like, "No."
They laugh at your face.
Yeah. Do you guys have any PS5s? Yeah. That's
They fucking holler in the back. Billy, get out here! This fucking kid's asking about a PS5. Like, which kid? Which kid? Which kid? They come out and they point. He points at you and he goes. I'm like, just could say no. Like,
yeah, could have just said no, man. No, like I've been looking everywhere.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to get that shit. I'm gonna talk about Star Wars Jedi while you cry about not having one, because I got one.
Alright. You're just talking over me, and I'm just sobbing. You don't even edit it; you leave it in there.
Yeah, I leave it in. Yeah, I want people to know. So we got it's an entirely CGI trailer. It was like the in-engine footage, but not in-game footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see Cal fighting a Sith that I didn't recognize. The helmet was a little like, is that Darth Revan? Like, what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We see someone floating in a bacta tank at the end inside a very overgrown room that makes it suggest that they've been in there for a minute,
Yeah, the hair is all grown out.
And gray. And so you're like, fuck, who is that? And I've seen all kinds of fucking theories and shit that, none of them really, it's just people guessing. There's no context, really. It takes place... Excuse me. I'm choking on my own spit. Go ahead.
Nah, I think this would be... No, never mind.
Are you fucking with me? Go ahead and say it.
No, alright. Is, Force Unleashed... Is that canon?
I don't think so.
Damn, I was gonna say...
It's from before the Disney acquisition, so technically, until it's confirmed canon in live action or anything like that, it's not canon.
Okay. I was gonna say, because the Jedi that finds is the boy's father.
Yeah.
That you raised to be your apprentice.
Yeah. Star Killer.
Yeah. Maybe it could be him.
Yeah, maybe.
I was like, because I remember, like, he was like because when you played as Vader, like, you had to do some work to actually get him. So obviously he's powerful. So maybe they fucking tucked him in one of them tanks, and they're like, God, I hope this works. And now Cal's finding him. But I think that'd be a
jar of pickles.
Marinate.
But yeah, they just got him soaking in vinegar,
No, I feel like that's too long of a stretch, but it was just a thought.
Hey, you gotta go. Big guesses, big swings, big misses.
Yeah.
It takes place 5 years after the first game, which means that it takes place 9 years BBY, which is the exact same time frame that we're looking at in the Obi-Wan series. So, maybe. Fuck. We figured a couple weeks ago we talked about how Ewan McGregor was impressed with the director's Deborah Chow, I think is her name. Mm-hmm. Her like faith, or what do I want to call it? Her faithfulness to the games and stuff like that. So maybe it's because we're gonna see a little Cal Kestis, or at least that like some of the stuff that we see in Star Wars Fallen Order.
You know how fucking dope it would be if like the order of the games went, okay, it is Fallen Order, and then it is Obi-Wan series, and then it's to have like that cameo, because it's based off the his look is from the actual actor.
Right, yeah, it's a hard capture. Even especially in this new trailer, it's like, fuck, that's Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, so like that would be so fucking dope, because he'd oh my god, if they did that, I'd lose it. Like I'd put Disney in my will.
They need the money. They're hurting for it.
They deserve every penny from me.
Yeah, give them all of it. I'm done with that. Gas. Ahsoka got a surprise little teaser trailer for the people in the audience.
Ooh, okay.
I didn't get to see this one again. Wink, wink. It shows the live action versions of the Ghost Crew from Rebels, which I have not watched Rebels, so a lot of this was lost on me. It was one of those where like there's a shot of like 4 people walking from behind, and the crowd's like, "Ah!" And I'm like, I don't know what it is, But Natasha Liu Bordizzo, I'm probably mispronouncing her name terribly, and I apologize, is going to be playing Sabine Wren, who I'm assuming is a character from Rebels. And not much else was revealed, which is not surprising considering they only started production a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
I was honestly surprised that they had any footage to show, but there wasn't any really dialogue or anything like that. It was basically just a bunch of like still shots. So yeah, it was like 45 seconds. But yeah, just to see some stuff and make people go, "Oh fuck, those are characters from Rebels in live action." Which kind of
again,
by the end here,
I was gonna say, I need to watch.
Yeah.
I need to watch Clone Wars and Rebels. I got two guys at work who've been busting my chops about getting on this. Like I shit you not, every day.
Just dick punching you. Hey, you watch Clone Wars? Like,
they
no.
do. They'll herd me into a corner and they'll basically like crack their knuckles and be like, "So, where you at?" And I'm just like, "Hey, man, I told you I've been busy lately." And they're like, "That's not gonna work this time. Hand over your lunch money." I get bullied at work.
Yeah,
I get bullied.
Give you swirlies. But yeah, so not much to say about Ahsoka. Rosario Dawson looks dope as fuck as Ahsoka.
Yeah. I'm regardless, I'm gonna be very pumped.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I don't need context. Star Wars: Tales of the Jedi was a new animated show that they showed off for fall of 2022. So that'll be here before we know it.
That's coming up, yeah.
Yeah, and again, there's a trailer that was not for the live audience, or that was only for the live audience. I did get to see it.
Oh.
It's a 6-episode anthology animation, and it's going to be 3 episodes dedicated to the origins of Ahsoka at like different stages of her life, where we see her like really early childhood, like birth, with her mother, and then another shot from the trailer was her training as a Padawan with Anakin.
Okay. Do you think they're going to get... Well, it's animated, you said?
Yeah. And then there's 3 episodes dedicated to Count Dooku as a Jedi, and it's going to kind of show his fall to the Sith.
Oh, shit. Oh, dude, that'd be dope. Oh, that's going to be good.
And Qui-Gon Jinn is his Padawan, and is being voiced by... Apparently, we're going to get to see Qui-Gon Jinn at like different stages in his life as well, because Liam Neeson and his son are both voicing Qui-Gon Jinn, where his son will voice Qui-Gon Jinn as a younger man. Probably as the Padawan.
Nice.
So that's cool. And like I said, it's only 6 episodes, and apparently they showed the first episode to the crowd, and it was like 15 or 17 minutes. They're really short, but it got like a standing ovation. Which again, it's a biased crowd.
Sure.
Because they're at Star Wars Celebration.
But you also got to think,
they're gonna nut.
The people who hate Star Wars the most are the people who love Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars fans hate Star Wars more than anybody.
Yeah. So if they got a standing ovation, I don't know, man.
Yeah. We see Yaddle. Like Yaddle? Fucking the lady Yoda.
Oh, yeah. Her and Yoda were mad clapping.
They were just smacking green wrinkly cheeks. Fucking it up. She has hair, so he was grabbing that shit. Just Yoda going hard.
He's got one hand on the shoulder, other hand on the hair. He's sweating. Oh my god. Their species is real force sensitive, so they'll be levitating. Yeah,
they're just floating. They're doing all kinds of weird shit. Oh fuck. That's funny. No, but we do see Yaddle fighting Dooku, so I bet Dooku fucking killed her.
I thought she died in Order 66.
I don't know, she might have. I'm just throwing shit out there, baby.
I thought she died in Order 66.
Let's see. Some of the Ahsoka episodes will contain very little dialogue, they said, and were compared to like visual poems, where it's just they're letting the animation kind of speak for itself.
Yeah.
And Dave Filoni did warn the crowd after they were all like, about the first episode, which was apparently the episode of Ahsoka as a child with her mother. And he was like, yeah, by the way, that episode was super sweet and nice, but like, he kind of compared it to like the Force, how there's the light and the dark, and that the Dooku episodes become pretty dark in comparison.
Oh, shit.
So that's kind of dope. But yeah, I mean, like I said, that'll be here in fall of 2022, and it's only 6 episodes, and if they're short episodes like that, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you think about it, the Dooku episodes will push our timeline back as like, that's the earliest stuff we've seen now.
Yeah.
In live, not in live action, but like in the main canon. is
Yeah.
Dooku as a younger man as a Jedi. And we did see Mace Windu as well fighting along with Dooku.
Oh shit! Damn! Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude!
Yeah.
And also, I think it. I don't think it has to be long. You know, like if they think of
Mm-mm.
something and they don't draw it out, and they're like, you know what? It's not a lot, but we think it's a good story. You know, we put hard work into it. That's completely
Yeah.
fine with me. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be long. As long as it's good, I'll take it.
Yeah, I agree. Um, we we're gonna keep going in on animation that we don't have any connection to. The Bad Batch season 2 got a trailer, and it's set for release in fall of 2022. Which this trailer was made available to the public. It's
Yeah.
on YouTube and all the social medias and stuff. Um, I need to finish Clone Wars because this shit looks gas, and
Yeah, it
like
really
the
does.
animation is really crisp. Like I'm completely in the dark about the Bad Batch, so I'm seeing a bitch with like a fucking bow
Yeah.
blaster, like not like a crossbow like Chewie's got, but like an actual longbow. And I was like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
like
and like
there was a
pops open.
yeah, and there was a fucking a Wookiee with a lightsaber.
Yeah. I want more like Wookiee lore. Like,
Yeah,
say what you want, but like the Wookiees, I feel like have such a notorious high name. Everybody knows who Chewbacca is. Yeah,
right.
and we know little to nothing.
I don't know what I thought you were about. You're like, we know Chewie is swinging dong.
Like
Like under all that fur, he's packing schmeat.
yeah,
He's
whole
got
lot of meat on that carcass.
he's got a
Whole lot of meat.
donger on
Jesus.
him. Why are we obsessed with Star Wars characters having sex?
I don't know. Like it's just
You just interrupt me. You go, we.
yeah.
What?
Wait, that's all you.
Like now, I'm not gonna be able to stop thinking about Yoda just going in. Like, oh fuck, just absolutely like he drops the cane. He doesn't need it. Like
Drops the
he
game.
throws that shit to the side because it's on. Oh shit. Star Wars Visions is continuing in spring of
Oh yeah,
2023.
I've watched some of the Star Wars visions. They're really
Yeah,
really good. Really really
yeah,
good.
yeah. So that's the animated. That's the anthology one that's inspired by different styles of anime. And so I'm excited to see, more of that. And that gives me hope that maybe if Tales of the Jedi is good and received well, like why can't they just give us more of that? Especially if it's brief 20-minute, 15, 20-minute episodes.
Right.
Um, you know, that'd be an interesting opportunity to go. This might not ever make it into a movie thing about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good opportunity to go. There's something good in this idea, but I don't know that we can stretch it out into a movie or fit it in anywhere. So here it just belongs in Tales of the Jedi,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's exciting. That's cool. But yeah, so we got quite a bit, and I'm sure I might have passed over some stuff. I know that in the Lucasfilm section or Lucasfilm panel, I suppose, there was a still photo of Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones 5.
Okay.
But it was just like a silhouette of him crossing like a rope bridge, and that was it. But it was just like, yeah, cool. There you go. We're getting some Indiana stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully with them having photography and things like that, we might start getting some footage out from that.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, so all in all, Star Wars Celebration had quite a bit. They're really going in on the series, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I believe it was Kathleen Kennedy also said that the next film from Star Wars that we see will be whatever the project is that Taika Waititi is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Like, again, we talked about it before. Taika Waititi, good director. He makes good stuff. He directed some of the better episodes of The Mandalorian, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he obviously knows how to direct a Star Wars thing. And I like the idea of him getting his own, like, from the ground up, this is his movie.
Yeah.
And I believe he's getting a trilogy, but I don't want to swear to that.
Okay. That'd be dope too.
Yeah, and I'd like to see maybe some like High Republic stuff or
Hmm.
anything like that. Take push the timeline back. Show us some stuff that is far enough back that it doesn't necessarily have to connect to the current canon,
Right.
or just completely unrelated.
I mean, yeah, like you said, if it's so far enough back that it doesn't connect to anything, then that'd be fucking dope.
Yeah, it gives you quite a bit of freedom there because you don't have to worry
Hmm.
about how it ties into the stuff. You don't get a bunch of actually.
Actually,
So that's all I got from Star Wars Celebration. Do you have anything on in there that you want to like talk more about or ask a question that I might have an answer to?
I mean, no, we're pretty caught up on everything, and
Yeah.
I know I do my research about Star Wars.
What
I
were
didn't know
you?
about Taika Waititi with the trilogy or
Yeah. Yeah.
standalone.
What out of that? What were you most excited?
Oh, dude. I don't know. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen Mandalorian,
Right.
so I'm a
I mean,
little
we just saw him in
excited.
Boba.
That's true. I don't know. I
we
feel
got
like
we got
even
Mandalorian
that's been a
2.5.
minute ago,
Yeah, that was beginning. That was in February or something, wasn't it? January.
and like I'm starting to crave
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal. Um,
Oh
but
fuck.
dude,
I'm really
Jedi
excited for
Survivor.
Tales of the Jedi.
I was gonna say Jedi Survivor,
Ooh, yeah.
like that. Oh, that looks so good. I'm in
All
love
right.
with the first one too.
Let's do it this way. Out of live action, what are you looking forward to the most? Andor or Mandalorian?
Andor.
Or Ahsoka?
I'm still have to say Andor.
Okay. Out of animation, what do you think? Tales of the Jedi, Visions, or The Bad Batch?
Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then
yeah, yeah,
and then obviously Jedi Survivor.
yeah. Oh my
I
gosh.
I think we're in agreement. That yeah, I'm really excited for Andor. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
not excited for Ahsoka, but I think I do need to watch like Rebels and finish Clone Wars to really be like, oh man, I know Ahsoka, and like I'm excited to.
Right.
And then I mean, yeah, like you said, The Mandalorian, but we've seen a lot. This Andor should be something new for us.
Hmm.
So that's and then yeah, obviously Jedi Survivor, fucking good Star Wars game. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then Tales of the Jedi, I just like the. It sounds really interesting to me.
Hmm.
So I want to talk about Obi-Wan. The episodes. I think we should try and be as spoiler free as we can
Okay.
to kind of like just be light on it, unless you just want to go in on it. But I figured it'd be a good opportunity to. If we start spoiling, we might not stop talking.
Yeah. Let's keep it spoiler free.
Okay. Do you want me to go or you to go?
I'll go.
You'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get in there, baby.
Welcome back to Gas or Pass. Gas. All right, you're up.
Yes.
No.
Thank you
It
guys so much for
was.
listening.
Yeah. Trying to be spoiler free in the first episode. It's it's sad.
Yeah, it's really depressing.
Like I would say just the first two episodes
Hmm.
are just really sad. And it just makes me think, it puts in perspective certain things that you wouldn't expect of any Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
Um and just
Like talking about dealing with like Obi-Wan dealing with the trauma from the prequels.
yeah.
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 Where you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess there would be some pretty traumatic experience there
Yeah.
of, his Padawan, chopping his legs off
And straight up telling him that I I went against what I believed in for you, because he says, I
yeah,
loved
I
you.
love you. Yeah.
And they're very like, you're not supposed to have feelings
Straight
or
people close
emotions.
off to that.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and just him dealing with the side, like the after effects of that.
And then there's also the guilt that you have to consider of like he trained him. But yeah, like Riva is wild. She is really intense. Um, without getting into anything too spoilery, we see her do some parkour that You thought she was
Yeah.
just running on
Yeah.
all fours like a dog?
just for like a split second, I was like, "Oh damn, she's breaking out into like an all
Like some
four
wild man
sprint."
shit. She's like a feral dog.
So it's like,
Like,
whoa.
whoa. This bitch has anger issues and is just on all fours running.
So she has got a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Like she's been waiting to burn it.
Let the hate flow through you. She just breaks into
she's, she's fucking barking.
it. She just yeah. Vader's just like, whoa.
Yeah, he's like, who is this?
This bitch is nuts. We got to see the that city in the second episode.
Oh, yes.
I really like the look of that, and I like the feel of it, of like just this really seedy underground that like you know, like a Hotel California, you know, you can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave.
Yeah, but she can't ever leave. Nuh-uh.
Which, without getting into spoilers, I do want to talk about. There's a brief little interaction that Obi-Wan has with a young woman there who's trying to like push drugs on him. And
Yep, it's his daughter.
that's his real daughter, yeah. And she says the line of something effective, you know, I was somebody's daughter once too. And so that's just a nice little, you know.
That's your daddy.
But it does also add to like the seedy feel of the place where you're like, damn, this young lady just like came here as a little girl and for some reason and just never got to leave, and now she's selling drugs.
But like the aesthetic of it was pretty interesting because it was like it had a bunch of like neon signs, so it has like that beat down but still futuristic look.
Yeah, it almost felt Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Like the dark city with the neon lights and the futuristic aesthetic.
That like that gets my gears going. Like I love that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So seeing shit like that, I was I was pounding on the table, handing over my card.
Yeah. Like, take my money.
Just have it.
Oh. Let's see. I'm trying to not spoil anything, but still talk about. I really enjoy the way that they did a nice little recap at the beginning.
They did. And it's a solid recap.
Yeah, like here's where Obi-Wan is mentally right when we catch him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it leads you right up to him saying that he'll guard Luke on Tatooine. You know, and then there you go. He does it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, with it being 10 years on, you know, and the idea of having Ben Kenobi just living in the desert for 10 years, trying to do his best to basically not exist.
I don't think it's spoiler, but he lives in a cave.
Yeah, no, like he does. He lives in a cave, and we see him a couple of times try and use the Force in some way and seem to struggle.
Yeah, he's disconnected himself.
Yeah, where he's kind of closed off, and he's, you know, I'm sure a part of it is emotionally he's not connected to the Force anymore.
Mm-hmm. Which we see in Luke in Last Jedi.
Yeah. I did see some people comparing it to The Last Jedi in the idea of, like, you know, taking a character like a Luke or an Obi-Wan and kind of debasing them in a way of going, this isn't that character that you knew anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which people griped about Luke that way. It didn't bother me. Call me a fuck. I don't care. But I do think in this, it's a bit more, I don't want to say justified, but we saw all of the events that led to it.
Right.
You know, so there really isn't any arguing the fact, like, it happened, you know, in the prequels that people love now. So, you know,
I've always liked the prequels.
Yeah. Yeah, they got kind of shit on when they first came out, but I think they've kind of developed a larger appreciation.
Yeah. I'd say the only one that didn't catch my eye the most was probably the first one.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, the first one until the end.
Yeah, fucking Papa.
Yeah, just because I don't know all the stuff on Naboo like didn't really.
Yeah, I think like watch a super cut of the prequels and just get it all the necessary stuff and like the interesting stuff, and cut out all the slack.
Yep.
Fucking Topher Grace, the guy that plays Eric Foreman in that '70s show, and he was Eddie Brock
Mm-hmm.
in Spider-Man 3. He is like a massive Star Wars nerd, and he did that. He made a super edit of the prequels into like 1 2-hour movie,
Damn.
just like on his own, for funsies.
Yeah. He's a good actor too.
Yeah. Did you ever see Black Klansman?
No, I really want to though. That looks really
It's
good.
a very good movie, and he plays David Duke, the leader of the Klan
Mm-hmm.
in that, and it's funny to see Eric Foreman as like a Klan leader, and just have that very calm white bread American guy, Hi,
Yeah.
David Duke, But no, he is a good actor. I've heard some stuff that maybe he's not a cool guy in person, but I don't know.
Womp womp.
What are you gonna do? If he can act, I don't really care. His job isn't to be a nice guy. His job is to act.
That's right.
Obviously, you shouldn't be a dick, but if you can act and be a dick, go for it.
Yeah.
All in all, talking about Obi-Wan, I've had a couple spots in it that were a little like not cringy, but like that could have been better or whatever. But overall, I've enjoyed it, and I'm really looking like it ends. The second episode ends on a thing that makes you go, "Oh fuck!" Like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit."
Yeah. And I think I know exactly what you're talking about when you say cringy part, because I think I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you want to say spoiler real quick and then tell me?
Yeah, spoiler, is it when Leia's getting chased?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the bounty hunters are like moving really slow and running into a branch at like 1 mile an hour and be like, "Oh."
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then also in the same vein, the very beginning when the Inquisitors are in the bar on Tatooine and they're looking for that Jedi, excuse me, played by Benny Safdie, and his getaway is to drop like a curtain in front of the doorway, basically. That 2 seconds later, the Inquisitors step through.
Yeah.
It's like he could have thrown a table, anything.
Right.
But all in all, I mean, it's been good, and it ends on a really good like. Fuck.
It leaves you on a huge, not a cliffhanger, but like you were saying, an oh fuck.
Oh shit! I want to watch more of that. Like, give me the next episode now.
Yeah.
I do think Disney's smart in that way at like keeping the hype week to week, as opposed to dropping the series all at once.
Yeah.
Because if they drop the series all at once, people will talk about it for maybe a week, and then it kind of disappears. Whereas now it's going to be in the mind for over a month now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Agreed.
So then, let me ask you here, bub, what you thinking about?
Welcome back to Chris's Cryptid Corner. I'm your host, Chris. This week, actually, I found one that's I've never heard of, and I thought it was pretty interesting.
Okay.
It is called the Ahul, and the Ahul is a cryptid. Some portrayed as a creature as a giant bat, while others claim it to be a flying primate. The name Ahul comes from its loud, distinct cry in Ahul.
Ahoo!
Yep. Dude, we got him in the fucking place. We got to get out of here. It is said that they lived in the jungles of Indonesia. They are a subspecies that can be found on the nearby island of New Guinea.
Okay.
They are presumed. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. They are the size of. Their height is 10 feet, and then they have a wingspan of 28 feet.
Word.
So they're big motherfuckers.
That's a big bitch, yeah.
And they're huge.
I'm just picturing a chimp with bat wings that's that big.
Yeah. And it says they have distinct face features of both the chimpanzees and a bat, large dark eyes, red-skinned wings, large claws on its forearms, and it's covered in gray fur.
And where did you say these boys were at?
Indonesia.
Word, okay. They
Um,
can keep.
hmm?
They can keep them.
Yeah, like absolutely. And then it says the the most likely reason why they attack is because they are extremely territorial
Okay.
and an
Same.
opportunist, meaning that it'll attack larger prey when conditions present itself.
Yeah, when the opportunity is there,
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna take
And
that cow.
yeah, so if you're just buying by their territory and they're like, I think I could take that down.
Dibs.
But that shit's nuts, dude. Like if you Google a picture of it,
Yeah, let me.
like it's
How do you spell
terrifying.
a How do you spell a hool?
AHOOL.
A hool picture. No, I do not mean school picture. Whoa.
Right? That thing's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Not about it. Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's a big bitch. But
Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Colin, what have you been thinking about?
I'm glad you asked. Uh,
Makes one of us.
back to me, the important part here.
That's right.
We've been playing Green Hell a bit, and it's been making me
We
think about
have.
survival games in general. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about it earlier in the week. I would love to see a survival game, kind of like The Long Dark, mixed with The Last of Us without the zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's an apocalypse with no enemy per se other than but the elements or potentially other humans. Um, but I like the idea of it being kind of like several years on and some of the cities are overgrown, but maybe still have some of that survival craft element where you've got to chop down
Mm-hmm.
trees, but that tree just happens to be growing up in the middle of like a street, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shopping it around here, pitch this game to people. Who knows how to make a game? Make it.
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
a sucker for a good survival game, and unfortunately, there's a ton of mediocre ones that you have to sift through on Steam
Mm-hmm.
to find like the good one.
Yeah.
But the Green Hell is a very good one. It's
It
got
is.
really in depth medical system, I guess.
Yeah, like
Of
with
like
ants, if you get like a deep cut, you have to use like ants as sutures.
yeah, or
And
basically
like if you
for every ailment, there's a treatment that you have to know how to treat it.
Mm-hmm.
And it does do an interesting part of like you've got to balance your like your macronutrients basically of like I
Yeah.
need carbs and fats and proteins and different foods give you different things, and so it's like I might have just an obscene amount of bananas, but that doesn't satisfy the fats or the proteins, so I'm still going to be lacking nutrients.
Right.
It's not a balanced diet. You can't survive off of just bananas for just
And if you
days.
and if you get hurt, like you can get
You're
bitten by a rattlesnake, like we have to stop what
you
we're
gotta
doing and be like, all
yeah
right, let's make a bandage real quick, ready to
yeah
get
we've
you.
got it we've got to get you remain calm like
Yeah, and
we're
then
gonna
like
get
if
you
it rains or shit like that, you can
yeah
get leeches on you, which is pretty common. So like you can check your whole body to see where they'd be at.
yeah yeah you got to stop and like inspect your body and like you check your limbs and all that. Yeah, it is of like, all right, where's the injury? And the injury tends to be like contextual. So like if you're getting attacked by a jaguar per se, and you probably end up with slashes on your arm because it's like defensive wounds, or if you fall and hurt your leg, obviously the wound is going to be on your leg.
Right.
Just things like that. And so yeah, it is a pretty in-depth medical system, and the crafting is pretty nice. The world is beautiful. It takes place in the Amazon,
Hmm.
and yeah, it does a really like we're building a house there on like a nice lake. We're like
Yeah.
this is gonna be a real nice place.
Yeah, we're making it homey.
Yeah, you got to.
We got like an
Yeah,
upstairs going on. It's just this huge mud hut mansion.
yeah, and that's the nice thing about it is like it does use, I mean, really, really simplistic, primitive construction techniques of like you've got to mix mud with and then that makes like the mud bricks that'll dry for you,
Mhm.
and you've got to have a frame already put in place. Yeah, it's a long process to build like a wall.
Yeah, we've been spending a couple days like solely dedicating time just building this house.
To just building, yeah.
Trying
and
to get
just
it done over.
periodically getting attacked by the natives,
Yeah.
or turning the
A
flip of the
jaguar.
script and attacking the natives.
Yeah, because we're hunting for food and we're like, oh, there's a
You
dude
just
over there.
We always joke that you hear them singing, like
They're on their
it's
lunch
just
break.
like, yeah, they're just on lunch break on patrol. Just a couple of guys squatted down in the jungle, just hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna kill these guys, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
just hiding in the bushes. Oh
yeah,
shit, it's the cops! And
yeah.
just spear one right through the fucking skull.
Yeah, they're just like ruin their fucking lunch break by murdering them.
And they have no clue what a cop is. Like they
Yeah,
don't
like they
understand
don't
what we're
speak
saying.
English. We're probably the first white person they've seen.
Yeah, we're just and like we are wearing clothes and
Yeah,
shoes, and they
yeah,
probably don't have
yeah.
pockets
Like
or
they're
shit
wearing
like that.
loincloths. Yeah,
Right.
we're just like, oh shit, it's the cops. Spear, kill one of them. Yeah, it's very shocking for them, and we enjoy it. We enjoy the humor of just bursting out of the trees, yelling, "It's the cops!"
We're the
And
white devils.
yeah, we're the white devils. It is a game about white colonialism. Honestly, at the end of the day, like when you break it down,
Yeah. When you get to the nitty gritty.
yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Let's see. If you're ready, I can dig into the mailbag here and see what I got.
Yeah, what do we got in the mailbag?
Let me just. That's the sound of me shuffling around on the paper here. All right, we got one here that says, "Dear Chris and co-host,
Uh-huh.
this podcast has gotten me to watch several new movies and shows I otherwise would. The energy and knowledge that Chris and the co-host provide make every episode a pleasure to listen to. I would love to hear an episode similar to the video game episode you recently did, where you both go through your top superhero and or pop culture movies of all time. Keep up the great work, and when you release the Simp Cult Kool-Aid, let me know because I will guzzle down a gallon of that shit. Best wishes, Simply Cultist 72."
Simply cultist. Yes.
Now,
Yes, my brother and lord. Thank you for pledging yourself to this cult.
I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room here.
What?
You wrote this email
No, I didn't.
because they called me the co-host, which is strange because
Nah, maybe just how does it fucking feel? Like how does it taste?
we talked about this a few weeks ago with Chris Collins. We're not supposed to write emails and send them in. That's embarrassing. It debases the process, honestly. Uh, like the
That just
integrity
sounds
of
like
the.
whoever this listener is sounds like a pretty cool person, and
Sounds
they
like
just
he's already drinking the Kool-Aid, maybe. Yeah. Just get upset. There's horse shit. Not cool, man. No.
Nah.
And no, seriously, though, we do appreciate you writing in. Simply calls us 72.
Yeah.
I really liked making the video game episode. And like it got received well as well.
Yeah.
I would love to do more list style episodes, maybe, where we
It
could just
was
rapid fire talk about some stuff that we like.
it was my stories.
Yeah, it was the shit in your pants.
I'll have to see if there's any movies
Like,
where I shit myself too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll have to go looking through. Well, when I saw when I saw
I'm going
Spawn,
through the memories of my brain like fucking Moon Knight.
yeah, when I saw Fan Four Stick, I did shit my pants. So there's that. No,
Shit
I do like.
myself a lot, so I feel like I could probably think of one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not unlikely that you shit yourself watching a superhero movie. It would be with the amount of times that you shit yourself and the amount of time you spend watching superhero stuff. I'm sure there's overlap. Like, it's a pretty big middle section on the Venn diagram there.
Pretty big.
Like, one circle shitting my pants, the other circle watching watching superheroes. Really big overlap in the middle. Like more often than not, you shit yourself watching Iron Man. No, but I do like I do like the idea of us just doing more lists.
Yeah.
Where because it gives us an opportunity to be like, hey, here's a thing I like. We get to be passionate about it, and we don't have to go super in depth, and then we just move on to the list. And it's a good way to fill in some of the weeks where we might not necessarily like a movie or a show to talk about. So I do appreciate the feedback that that list style thing went well for you, and that you would like to, like to see something else like that.
As well as you guys get to know a little more about us rather than just like
yeah, you get to hear about Chris
about new shit that's
shitting on a kid.
That's right. That's right.
Granted, you were a kid as well. Like it's not like
he had it coming.
It's not a crime. It wasn't like an adult man shitting on a kid.
I was a kid indeed.
For legal reasons, no.
Yeah, for legal reasons. This is a joke.
Yeah, no, Simply Cultist. I do appreciate that email. I like that.
Yeah, that's a solid ass email.
We'll have to think about some more ways that we can integrate lists.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's what I got, baby. So we want to thank you guys so much for your attention and support. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a great review, 5 stars on Apple, leave all that fun stuff. Tell your friends about it. Word of mouth is massive. Chris, if people wanted to give us some feedback, ask us questions, how would they do that?
Of course, you can always leave us an email at simplywhelmedmailbag@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is whelmed_simply, and then our Instagram and Facebook is Simply Whelmed Podcast.
That's right. I still haven't done the YouTube thing. It might not happen.
I'm getting good at that shit.
Yeah, you got that locked down. I always have it written down just in case I have to interact, but yeah, I never have to. You got it, baby.
Right. Dude,
you're so good. It's like that thing's a fucking
skill
trap. Yeah.
I have the worst memory. Like it's ass.
Like it's not good. Like
I'm a simple man, so it's the accomplishments like these that really hit home for me.
Yeah, this really makes you go, yeah, go me. Next week we don't really know like what we're gonna do. We might have to go give Top Gun a watch.
Yeah, I think we might.
Because it's getting really great reviews, and like we said, it's absolutely devastating the box office. So it might be something we look at.
Plus, we haven't. Yeah, we haven't. Everything
been to the movie in a moment.
Yeah, man, I miss it. I got to get my AMC Stubs member. I got to get one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you figure Doctor Strange wasn't too long ago. It just feels long ago.
Yeah, it just does. Yeah, because we would go we would go every week.
I don't think it picked up.
What?
I was trying to pull one of your numbers. I was trying to shit my pants loud enough that the mic caught it.
No, but
yeah, we were going frequently at the beginning. Yeah. Hopefully, as we get into the summer here, we'll get more releases and more stuff drawing us out. But yeah, I think that's all I got, Bubs. Like, thank you everyone so much for listening. Oh, what you got?
We should go to a film festival and then talk about it.
Yeah.
That would be a good-ass idea.
Yeah, man, write that shit down.
Yeah, dude.
So you don't forget it.
Steel trap?
It's in there. It ain't getting out.
It ain't getting no air, nothing.
Nothing. You have to chew its leg off to get out. Thank you everyone so much for listening. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.